Dearly beloved, we are gathered to deadlift on this fine day. It is day 2, week 1 of TSA 9-week intermediate. TSA stands for the Strength Athlete, if you were wondering, if you want to look him up. It's a great website. Bryce Lewis, I think, is the head coach. I've done a couple of his programs before. Anyway, how are we feeling? We're feeling a little beat. Squatted yesterday for the first time in a long time. Ankle's holding up pretty nicely. But my low back is pretty beat up. So today we've got 4x5 on deadlifts at 205 kgs. Holy moly, that's gonna be tough. But again, like I was talking about last week, auto-regulation is our friend. It's the key. So we're gonna try and accurately choose a load. I mean, it is percentage based. So when the program is written percentage based, I don't usually like to change too much off of that. But that's where we're gonna go. So we got 4x5 there, and then we've got bench press 5x4 at 120. We've got some rows, some back extensions, and some pull-ups. We'll probably substitute the pull-ups because I'm too fat to do pull-ups. So we're gonna warm up, and we'll see how everything feels. Hope you guys are doing well. What are you training? Leave it in the comments. If you want to run this program, you can use BOOSTCAMP. You can click the link in my description. Use code BlackBearBarbell with no spaces. You get an extra free week of premium, and it really helps out the channel if you do that. Let's get to work. All right, so if you're tracking, you know that I'm on a conventional kick right now, conventional deadlift kick. I'm a hybrid deadlifter. I pull with both styles. If I'm in competition, I'll usually pull sumo because I can eke out a couple more kilos on sumo, but my conventional and sumo kind of track together. So I'd say my conventional PR is probably maybe 20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds lower than my sumo PR. And I just chalk that up to, honestly, more so the bend in the bar than anything else, because I always train conventional with a straight bar, with a power bar that doesn't have the same flex. Some people were asking, like, what do you mean when you say straight bar versus bendy bar? That's just in my mind, like a deadlift bar has more flex. So you can set your hips a little bit higher. You don't theoretically have to pull from that same distance. Whereas a power bar, especially these Ohio power bars that are standardized, that are used in the USAPL and the USPA and the IPF, the Alico bars, you're not going to get as much slack pull. So you have to kind of change your technique just a little bit. But we're on a conventional block. We're on a full power bar block. So I'm squatting with the power bar too. So when I do my warm-ups, I try and feel out, you know, how the hinge is feeling. So we do conventional, and we also do maybe a little bit of RDLs in there too. So start with the RDLs. Feels pretty good. Let's see how the conventional feels. That's what you want to see. Coming into the gym, my back is pretty sore. So when you've got soreness like that, you want to see, does it carry over to the movement? None at all. That's usually a good indication that it's just DOMs. It's just unfamiliarity with squats, using a little bit on my low back on the squats. That gives me a good signal to say, okay, send it. Most likely, you're not putting yourself in a compromised position. Most likely. There's never certainty in the gym, but if the movement pattern doesn't create that sense of pain, 9 times out of 10, you're pretty good. So what I'll do through the warm-ups is just keep watching it. We'll go 120 and then 170. By 170 we should know, because soft tissue will feel warm. The movement pattern will feel warm, and we'll be able to make an estimated guess of, are we going to 205? Are we going 190? Are we going 200? I really want to get 205 because I like to stay with percentages if they're written like that, so we'll see. So somebody asked me when I throw my belt on. Usually with squat and deadlift, I mean, that's the only time I ever wear my belt, but I'll throw it on once I pass body weight. So you know, that usually means after 2 reds, just because I don't take a ton of warm-up sets. I know some people that really take a lot more warm-up sets than me. Like I always say, I'm already warm, especially in the summer. Like I'm sweating to death. So my warm-ups are more so, not so much systemic warm-ups, but movement specific. So I try to take as many warm-ups as I need to feel comfortable in the movement without completely exhausting myself. And then I'll throw the belt on when I pass body weight. That's just how I do it. Doesn't mean that's how you have to do it. If you want to warm up with your belt on from the jump, or you want to wait until you top set to throw the belt on, whatever. Do what you want to do. Do what makes you feel good. Look good, play good, feel good, play good. Not entirely comfortable, but not entirely uncomfortable. We'll see. Moment of truth. It's iffy. 4 sets. We're gonna go for it. Everything just feels a little weird. I think I'm just not used to conventional. So this is the 3rd week back. But we're gonna go for it. No pain. Just feels a little weird. Ooh, that's tough. I've been playing in sub-max waters for a long time. The other thing too, I'm just remembering now, I put my sumo estimated 1RM in the program. And like I said, that's probably about 20 pounds heavier than my conventional. So I might want to walk that back a little bit. I don't know if that's, I would say that's, for the first set, probably a 6.5, 7. I think I could have gotten to 8 there, maybe 9 with crazy form breakdown, but is it worth it on week 1? Knowing that we've got to progress in weeks 2, 3, 4 before we get a deload? Maybe not. So I might make an adjustment. You know, we got to stay in the pocket. That's something I really messed up on the last program. Something I kind of regret is not respecting the volume and just kind of pushing like crazy high intensity. You know, I went back and watched some of Bromley's videos about 70s powerlifter, and I just approached it with the wrong mindset completely. It's a failure of my own, not a failure of the programming. Could also be that I'm just not great at high volume. But I'll tell you what, I did not respect the volume intensity relationship that you're supposed to have. So my ego's telling me, nah, just keep going with this, but I gotta kill that ego part of me and do what's best for the long term. You know, take the long term view. All right, made a slight adjustment. We had 280 in there, which is my E1RM for sumo. So like I said, it's probably 20 pounds, give or take, above my conventional. So we went down to 270. So we're down to 200. Just a slight change, I mean, but I think one that will have great benefits as we continue. All right, set number 2 right here. Damn. Just a little bit of pain. Oh, man. Just in that same position from a couple weeks ago. The RDLs. It's like right above my hip, my low back. How many did we get? 3? That's super frustrating. It's like right when squat starts to get back on track, something crops up in the deadlift. It was just in the moment. It's not really getting any worse. I don't really even feel it. All right, well, we're gonna count that, and then we'll probably try and do one more set of 190. Jeez. I probably bailed out a little quick there. Probably could have gotten the whole set of 5. I just got worried. Sag. Oh man. Okay. Bounce back, man. Bounce back. Don't let the thoughts spiral. We're gonna go get one more good set at 190 and move on. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Battle. Way to battle. Yes. Nice. No pain. No fear. Good work. Come on. Moving on the bench. Proud of how I handled that deadlift session. Something you can take away. Just listen to your body. But also sometimes don't listen to your body. It's all about balance. The more I do this, the more I find that the perfect training style doesn't exist, that there's a path, that there's a road. And as long as you're on that road, whether it's high intensity, low intensity, RPE, percentage based, high volume, low volume, whatever, as long as you're on that road and you're progressively overloading, you're listening to the base stuff, the key components, not getting caught up in the top of the pyramid stuff that's all over YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, the optimization stuff. Don't get caught up in that. Just stay in the base and manipulate it back and forth to your individual needs. Also, be kind to yourself. You know, I don't know if you heard, probably, I think I was recording, but that positive self-talk, it's a real thing. These are heavy weights, not just the weights I'm using, but the weights that you're using. You know, heavy is relative to you. And sometimes that can be scary because the threat of injury is a real thing, and that's the last thing any of us want. But we've got to be kind to ourselves when we make choices. Like when I make a choice to drop the weight down, I've got to take the long view. I've got to be kind to myself. I can't start spiraling or the rest of the session is garbage, you know? So be kind to yourself in here. Work hard. This is not an excuse to not work hard. I don't know how many times I have to say it. I am a work hard guy first, but working hard also includes making sure that you're taking care of yourself mentally and physically. I'm gonna get off my soapbox because we've got a bench. We're gonna do 5x4 at 120. Something that I've got to get used to on this program is there's a lot more bench frequency and bench pressing back to back. So we benched yesterday, it was more volume, it was 3x8, a little bit lighter. I mean, it was 115. And then, so this is, you know, just getting back in the habit of that. I used to bench 4 times a week, every single day I came to the gym. So it's not like I can't do it. It's just that I'm out of practice. I was just benching once a week on 70s Powerlifter. Also, I'm sweating through my shirt and my shorts. I'm ready for the summer to be done. All right, we're gonna warm up with one red. It's either sweat through my clothes or cramp. Because I'm not sweating, I'm dehydrated. Kind of a lose-lose, but I'd rather sweat. my traps are really sore from squatting. That's really interesting. I haven't felt that sensation in a long time. Not sore, they're just like where the bar was resting. Just doesn't feel entirely solid. So we're gonna go yellows next and then working weight. Bench still feels great. I'll tell you what, that volume really did help my bench a lot. Even though I didn't do it for too long, just 3 weeks. Program before it also, I've just been focused on bench for about 10 weeks now. It's paying dividends. Three more. Nice. That's the second set. Probably only filmed the last one. 3 more. 5x4 feels like nothing compared to where we were. Really happy with bench progress. All right, Pendlay Rows next, and then a couple back accessories, which I may or may not film. The video's probably already getting pretty long. All right, primary back accessory today is the Pendlay Row. If you're not familiar, it's one of my favorite back accessories. Very similar to a barbell bent over row, except there's no momentum, so you start from the floor. I really like this because it kind of has a psychological carryover to the deadlift, especially if you're dead stopping your deadlifts. It's a really, really solid upper back movement, just a solid movement in general, just to build general strength. So I really like it. So it's programmed RPE like 7.5 between 5 and 7 reps. This is pretty light, 90 kg. I could probably do this for 15, but like I said, hip feels a little iffy. So we're just gonna keep it here. We're gonna max 7 out and we'll go from there. I like to go pinky on the ring, so I'm wide but not super wide. Nice. I'm so hungry. Woof. Couple more. Okay. So we've got our first weird-ish prescription on the program. If I could get the pin out. Holy cow. This is like rusted in. We've got a giant set of 30 on the lat pull downs. We're gonna do the wide handle. So if you've never done a giant set before, it's just a prescription of like a lot of reps, but you can take breaks in between, right? So kind of like a drop set, kind of like a superset, just a way to get a lot of volume in very quickly and ratchet up your intensity just a little bit. So I've got it on 150. It was prescribed as pull-ups, but like I said, I'm too fat to do pull-ups. I can barely do 2 pull-ups, let alone 30. So we're doing pull-downs. I try and keep my breaks to about 5 to 10 seconds or 3 to 4 breaths, but try and knock out as many as we can on the jump. Also, the sweat is causing my straps to feel terrible. So let's hope the grip doesn't slip. Holy moly. My grip started slipping on like rep 15. Whew. All right. Back in just a second to wrap it up. All right, folks, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. If you got any questions about the program, make sure to comment, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of these vlogs or any of the educational content that we put out. If you want to try this program on BOOSTCAMP, this is the TSA 9-week intermediate, click the link in my bio, like I already said, code Black Bear Barbell, no spaces. You get a free week of premium, and it helps the channel quite a bit. All I got to say is keep working hard. If you guys are fighting through an injury or coming back off of a long layoff, I feel you, I'm with you. We're gonna make it. Just keep pushing towards the goals intelligently. That's the big thing. Be smart about it. So, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean a lot that you hang out with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Get strong and stay strong.